Hey, welcome to Biz Talk TV. I'm your business host and guide, Michael Rager, and I'm telling you, I'm so excited about today's show. It's going to be awesome. One of the things we're going to focus on a little bit today is persistency and consistency. It's the importance about taking your business in the long haul. You have got to be persistent in what you do, and you got to be consistent as well. You know, this last weekend we were out tuna fishing, and this is what we do. And day one was kind of slow, and we were very persistent. Day two, we went and did the exact same thing. Day two, we crushed it. We were very consistent. We went back and did the same thing, the same way, in the same place, because we knew that the results were there. We weren't going to change. We weren't going to do something. We weren't going to turn on a dime. Have you ever worked for that business owner that every 2 weeks he's going to change what you do? You haven't even gotten good at what you've been doing to even figure out if it's actually going to work or not. You know, we were fishing with expert guides. They knew this was going to happen. They said, hey, that's why they call it fishing, not catching. And that's what we've got to do. So we're going to bring you some good ideas, some good insight today. So don't go anywhere. I'm Michael Rager. We're here on NowMedia Television. We're going to be back with more Biz Talk TV.
My name is Andrew Glisson. Over the past 4 years, I've built a portfolio of over 200 single-family rental properties that generate over $200,000 a month in income. I've put together a 6-step formula to help you consistently acquire rental properties that cash flow $250,000 or more a month and have $30,000 or more of equity built into them. This includes starting right, becoming bankable, buying right, renovating right, exit strategies, property management, and many more modules. Best of all, if you're not totally blown away by the content, we offer a 30-day, no questions asked, money-back guarantee. If you're ready to build generational wealth for you and your family, look me up at sfruniversity.com.
Hey, Lily says AT&T is giving everyone their best deals.
Minus the air quotes.
Best deals.
No need to wink. Others say they give everyone a deal, but not everyone gets the best deal.
Told you, the best deals are for everyone here, with a choice of plans.
You were right.
Is she always right?
Always.
At AT&T, we give everyone our best deals on every smartphone.
The best bilingual news, business talk, and technology content 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You are watching NowMedia Television, the first bilingual media network in the United States.
Hey, welcome back to Biz Talk TV. I'm your business host and guide, Michael Rager, here on the NowMedia Television Network. And we got another first-time guest today, Victor Concepcion. Victor, how are you today?
Pretty good, man. Happy Friday, and thanks for having me on the show.
Oh, man, thanks for being on the show. I'm telling you, man, you've got one of the coolest events that's going on. Wheels, Wings, and Fashions. Tell us a little bit about it, and why did you guys start it?
Well, the event was originated in 2018. Myself, along with Alex Cowton, Nick Castellino, we actually sat down one day. We both, all three of us have been supporting each other's events. And one of my partners, he owned a vodka company. So I was doing a lot of high-end luxury events. Our third partner was basically a commercial pilot. So we decided one day that, you know, we wanted to do some really good for the community. And we thought that, you know, between Alex coming in with the hospitality, with the liquor brands, Nick with the aviation, and myself with the events, we could put together something amazing. And we chose to do a big hangar event. So in 2018, we did the first Wings, Wheels, and Fashion at the Signature in Boca Raton. And from there, it has just become a hangar event like no other. I mean, there's no other hangar event in the country that does what we do. We've been very, very blessed. Each year it just gets bigger, better. Attendance has been amazing. And it's been a true blessing. I mean, the event consists of a lot of exotic cars, yachts, planes, a lot of restaurants, fashion, art. Fashion show is always amazing. We're always showcasing some of the, you know, premier designers around the state. So we've very focused lately into just the local market in South Florida. But like I said, it's growing, and the whole goal with Wings, Wheels, and Fashion is to take it across the country.
So you didn't just build this to make money. You built this to help causes, right? This isn't just about
Correct.
you guys making money. Tell us a little bit about the
Correct.
causes you guys help.
When we first started with with Wings, Wheels, and Fashion, we selected several nonprofits to benefit from it. So at the time, I sit on the leadership board for Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. It's a nonprofit that's dear to my heart. And the other two nonprofits that we started with was Habitat for Humanity, and at the time, the Stoneman Douglas, the victims of their families because of what had happened, the shootings in Stoneman Douglas. So over the years, we would change some of the nonprofits, but we've kept leukemia and lymphoma throughout the years, given how special it's been to me. I also sit on the leadership board.
So this event, is this a one-day event? This is a multiple-day event? How long does it go, and how long does it take for you to put it on?
I wish it was a weekend event, but it's a lot of work. It takes about 6-7 months to put into this event, but it's a one night. It's usually from 6 to 10. The event kicks off with everyone getting to see exactly what we've worked so hard on, and then it also has a jet flying little portion as well. They do a little Top Gun Maverick action on the airport grounds. For the past couple of years, if you had flights from like 6 o'clock to like 7:30, your flights were delayed because of us. So that's pretty cool to say. And from there you get to taste a lot of the best restaurants in town. Some of the exotic cars are just amazing. The collectibles are just, unless you're a true enthusiast, you can't. The appreciation of it is just it's amazing. And then of course the fashion that we have as well. So it's been an amazing ride for the last 5 years. We actually were the first event post-COVID to get approved in South Florida. So like in 2021, any events of 300 and up, they were just turning them down. We were very blessed that we were approved for 300 and up that year. And the last couple of years, we've had attendance of 1,200 and almost 2,000 this past year. So it's an event that's growing, and it builds creates a lot of opportunity. It also does a lot for the nonprofits, as well as for local businesses as well, because at night after our events, people are going everywhere. People are staying at hotels. So we've been doing a lot on many levels with this event.
Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. So, coming out of COVID, putting something together like this, what were the biggest challenges you had to overcome as a team to make this thing happen?
Well, I mean, realistically, it was, attendance. That was one of the big hurdles is, no one ever wanted, if you said 100 people, if you said 200 people, you're getting turned down immediately. I mean, they just didn't want to deal with any risk or be associated with the group that caused anything. So I remember when we first had to get the event approved through the Boca Aviation. I mean, I felt like I was back in college cramming for an exam. I mean, I was putting together 15 pages worth of CDC protocols of on every scenario what we needed to do to take the necessary steps to execute this event and not have any backlash. That really was the biggest hurdle that we had. And Boca Raton has been known, during that time period. Boca Raton was a very, very strict city to do anything. So we were very surprised that we got this event approved. I remember when I had to go before the board. I looked at the aviation general manager at the time, and I just said, "Hey, why don't we just get this event approved? Doesn't matter how many people. Let's just get it approved." And then in April, because this was in February, I'm like, in April, let's just reconvene and see what number they feel comfortable with, and we'll just do it. We need that morale, that positivity needs to be, lifted, because nothing was happening. So the GM agreed. He loved the idea, but right as he said, "Sure, let's do it," the person that was running the meeting already ran our information out. Wings, Wheels, and Fashion, the date, how many people, 300 people. I was putting my head down. I was like, "Oh, this isn't going to happen," and it was unanimously voted to be approved. And here we were. We did the event in 2021, and it was amazing.
Awesome. So you said you want to potentially take this to other markets. Where are you shooting at? Where would you like to go next?
Ideally, New York, Las Vegas, California, Arizona. Those are big markets, big hangar markets as well. So it would be great to team up with those groups, those FBOs, and of course, when you do an event this big, you want to try to capture national brands as well. I mean, we've been very fortunate dealing with some of the national brands on a lower level, but to be able to do it nationwide and to build those relationships, that's really what's going to be able to take this event to the next level. Not to mention also, it goes hand in hand with the fundraising for the nonprofits. I mean, you get these bigger corporations to come on board. There's more money there that the nonprofits can benefit from as well.
Houston, we got some pretty big hangars. We got a lot of stuff going on. I know a couple guys that own jet leasing companies and stuff like that. It's kind of cool. Who do you guys need to team with? Who do you guys need to get into a new market? Who helps you, and who's going to help you guys get there?
People like Rachel. Definitely people like Rachel would be. But really, it's just the relationships that we have now, and and basically seeing who from other different markets can help us out. It's just basically how that would go down. I've been very fortunate. I've done events for Sundance Film Festival in Park City. I've done activation events for the Emmy Awards in Cali. So I've been very blessed to have met a lot of different wonderful people that could help us. We also have a fourth partner with us, Love Fajota, and her marketing presence is very valuable. She has a lot of outreach, not just here in the States, but abroad. So it's really just, we know who we need to contact, and then from there, just build a community that will help us in those markets, because clearly we can't be in those markets 24/7.
Yeah. So what's the goal with giving money away? How much do you guys want to give away?
I mean, as much as we can. I mean, these events are very, very expensive. I mean,
Right.
This past event that we did, I mean, it cost us, in terms of raising the funds with the sponsors, I mean, it was $287,000. This past event that we did had 2 hangars, which was never been done. And so when you have 2 hangars, you have twice as much entertainment, food, alcohol, there's just everything just doubles. So, and the events that we've done, we like to hang a lot of things up in the rafters of the hangar, so that in itself is a pretty penny. So as much as we can, and also trying to be smart with the audience that we have, giving them the experiences to bid on that will help us get to our goals, as well as silent auction items, and pretty much buying their tickets as well. So I mean, as far as trying to raise, I mean, we'd love to eventually do $1 million, to raise $1 million at an event. That would be our goal. I mean, clearly the overall amount, this past year was under $1 million, $500,000. So, between expenses and money raised. So, I mean, that would be, an extraordinary feat to say that, yeah, I did an event that raised $1 million for a hangar event, because there are a lot of other events that can raise that kind of capital, but they don't have the expenses that we have.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like that your cost to put that event on, there's nothing cheap about it, but it seems pretty dang high class. So
yeah,
I'm not sure if you invite me out. I don't know if I'm going to fit in there. So
you're welcome anytime.
Thanks. When's the next event? When's the 2024 event?
The next event's going to be in April 2024. We haven't set the date, but it's most likely going to be in the middle of April, probably either the 13th or the 20th. As far as the location is concerned, we've been doing the past couple of years at the Fort Lauderdale Airport, and we think we either will move it down to Miami, or we're going to move it back to Boca Raton, where our presence is very strong. So it's still in the works. We should have that ironed out by the end of September, and then we'll be rolling out, all the information, the details, the ticket sales, and everything. That's our website, as you can see.
Well, that sounds awesome. That sounds awesome. It gave me a chance to come in there. April's a great time for me. I do a lot of fishing, a lot of offshore fishing, so it's a great time for me to come to Miami area and go spend a couple days down in the Keys. Afterwards, I'd love to come visit you and get to see you in person. And hanging out in Boca, it's always fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's, April's a great time. I mean, it's not too hot yet, but it's not, obviously it's never cold down here, but we think ideally that's the best time that we can do the event. And it also comes down to the hangar as well, their availabilities and the ability to have, the place vacated for us. primarily with the jet owners themselves. So there's a lot that goes into it that people don't know. And again, we're doing something good for the nonprofits. I sit on the leadership board for the LLS. It's a nonprofit that sits dear to my heart, and it's a group that raises over, actually invested over 1.6 billion in research. They have over 100,000 volunteers. They're one of the biggest global leaders that fight for blood cancer. So they do. It's a very impactful nonprofit, and when you get to see what they do in person, go to the hospitals, see where the money is actually the money that you work so hard to raise, where it goes to the treatments and everything. It's a very rewarding feeling.
Man, that's awesome. I love the entrepreneurial spirit you have. I love the philanthropic spirit you have as well. That's just awesome. I love what you guys are doing. I can't wait to come down there and meet you guys in person and have a good time. Because I'm known to love some good rum and some good vodka, and there's nothing better than fast cars, right?
You let us know specifically what kind of samples you like, and we'll make sure we have it there for you.
All right, buddy. I'm looking forward to it. Victor, hope to see you again. Hope we get to talk some more. I'm Michael Rager, your business guide here on Biz Talk TV. If you're in Miami, go help Victor out. Go support him. Go support what they're doing. We'll see you back here right after this.
Hey, Lily says AT&T is giving everyone their best deals.
Minus the air quotes.
Best deals.
No need to wink. Others say they give everyone a deal, but not everyone gets the best deal.
Told you, the best deals are for everyone here, with a choice of plans.
You were right.
Is she always right?
Always.
At AT&T, we give everyone our best deals on every smartphone.
The best bilingual news, business talk, and technology content 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You are watching NowMedia Television, the first bilingual media network in the United States.
Todos quieren boletos de avión baratos, pero ¿dónde los encuentras? Llamando a Vuelos y Más. Sus precios vienen directamente de las aerolíneas y son tan bajos que no los vas a encontrar publicados en ningún otro sitio. Nos especializamos en garantizarles los boletos de avión más baratos, con descuentos en habitaciones de hotel, alquiler de carros y grandes ofertas en paquetes para cualquier lugar del mundo. No importa su destino, podemos ayudarle.
Gracias, Vuelos y Más.
¿Qué espera? ¡Llame ya!
Hey, welcome back to Biz Talk TV. I'm your business host and guide, Michael Rager, here on the NowMedia Television Networks. Got another new guest, Jackie Botello. Jackie, how are you today?
I'm doing great, thank you. And thank you so much for having me.
Oh, no, thank you for so much being here. All right, so you're up in New York City, and you have got a concierge service. Tell us a little bit about that and how you started it and why you started it.
I come from a outside sales background, and I just really learned how to talk to people and meet people and understand what they like and what they don't. And then I got into concierge when I was in San Diego. I didn't have any hospitality experience, and I ended up getting the head concierge position at this beautiful boutique hotel on the beach. And I pioneered this program, which took us from number 11 to number 3 on TripAdvisor in less than 4 months. So it was very successful. And all I really did was just treat people the way I would want to be treated if I was paying $700 a night for a room. And just really was like a natural thing for me. So I just kind of went all in on it.
Oh, that's awesome. So what sets ABC VIP apart from other concierge services?
So we've taken a different approach. So a traditional concierge company is very reactive. So they, have somebody on premise or even just virtually, and they wait for people to reach out to them. However, what we've done is we've taken a proactive approach, and we have taken what people ask for, and we've built experiences around them. So it's great because you can go on our website and you can actually plan your whole vacation. You can plan a whole day here. If you're a corporate client, you love us because all of our products are all inclusively priced, so you can stay within budget. And it's just a really great way for people to budget their time in New York City and get an experience that they wouldn't get normally because of the relationships we have.
Well, what sets you guys apart from other event companies then?
So we're kind of like a hybrid concierge and event planner. And so we have relationships with over 400 restaurants right now, and it's growing by the day. And it's great because of who our clients are. These restaurants really go above and beyond for us and for our clients. So regarding events, we've streamlined the entire event planning process to a T. And so a client will literally come to us and say, hey, we want to do an event for 500 people or 50 people at a rooftop in Midtown Manhattan. And we will provide them 5 options that fit their exact specifications. All they do is pick what they want, which venue they want. They pick the menu items that they want, and they just show up. We handle everything. It is the easiest, best process ever. And our clients, obviously the best testament to what kind of a job you do is them coming back, and we've had the same clients for the past 5 years. So it's really just like a magical thing that we do for events.
Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. So, you got pretty much 2 companies. So what's the difference between ABC VIP and then Botello?
Yeah, so ABC VIP is for anybody, right?
Okay.
You go to our website, you can book an experience. When you book an experience, you get our service. So obviously we're handling everything. We're making all the arrangements, and we're making sure that you're having a great experience. Then we created a private label for our VIPs, which is a membership platform, but we also have a la carte services as well. And it's great because they have our services up front. So if somebody is a member of Botello, then they can call us at any time. We're like basically on retainer for them. And so if they have clients coming into town, or if they have family coming into town, or they are coming into town, and they want anything taken care of, we handle everything. So not not personal assistant type stuff, but just experiences. Like any restaurant they want reservations at, we will curate an entire day or afternoon for them. And I mean, when I tell you our experiences are really next level, it's been pretty powerful watching the response that our clients have with.
Well, that's awesome. So why would somebody want to pay for that? Because we can go online now and we can put our own experiences together. What do you bring to make it even better and more special?
Yeah, so we actually, I don't know if you're referring to AI and just Google, but we actually have AI companies that use us when they have conferences in town and clients coming into town. So that's always kind of like a funny thing with us, because we're always like, oh, the AI companies are using us. But we know New York very, very well. So of course you can go on Google or you can go on AI and ask, for them to build an itinerary, but they're not going to take into consideration, traffic at certain times of the day, or what's logistically feasible and what's not. And they're not going to push back on you and say all right, you're being way too ambitious here. You're not going to be able to fit all that into a day. They definitely don't have the contacts that we have. So, we're able to make sure that people skip lines and, get VIP service. And if we're booking a restaurant, obviously AI and Google don't have contacts with the managers to make sure that they're waiting for you at the door, and then the chef comes over and shakes your hand during your dinner. So we just really stand apart in those ways, where we just provide a personalized experience. And obviously emotional intelligence is something that we have that they don't.
Yes, I wouldn't even have thought to go that AI was something that I could have used, to go do this. So how is that affecting your business right now, that at least people younger than me are going on and figuring out I can go try to use AI in this? How does that affect you guys?
Yeah, I mean, listen, sometimes people will come to us and they already have an idea because they went on AI and they're like, what are the 10 best things to do in New York? And then they'll come to us and they'll say, hey, what do we do? Is this right? Again, they don't have the emotional intelligence. They don't have the contacts, or it doesn't have the contacts, and it won't be able to get to know you or what your likes and your dislikes are. So you can obviously go on AI and say, hey, what's the best experience for a family of 4 in New York City with 10 places or 20 places? And it can obviously provide that. But for us, I mean, we're getting to know the clients and we're letting them know what actually is good for them, and we're making all the arrangements. And so maybe affected the business a little bit, but it's actually almost made us look even better because we're providing something that AI can never do, and AI can do pretty much everything these days.
Well, don't give it too much credit. It's not that good yet. It's still getting there. So if you were to go ahead and identify your perfect client, who would you say your perfect client is?
We love the clients that let us do our job. You know, I mean, like we have some clients that will come to town and they're like, yeah, we just want to be at this exclusive restaurant that's super hard to get into. And of course we can do that, but that's not really where we shine. Like we shine where they say, hey, we want to go to the super exclusive Italian restaurant. And we're like, well, can we provide another option and book them at, you know, one of our partners that they have a hidden speakeasy that they didn't even know about around the corner, and they can go through the kitchen to get there and down like a weird hallway and then go into a speakeasy. I mean, these are experiences that people don't even know about that we provide. And we just love to be able to have people who kind of trust us to build an experience. You know, we just had a big client in town last week, and they want to just go to dinner and a show. So, I mean, it was a very impressive client. So I want to make sure I really impressed them. And we're always trying to build experiences that can impress even the hardest to impress. So I went to one of my restaurant partners. We curated a menu based on their likes and their dislikes and their dietary restrictions. We kitty cornered their table in the middle of the dining room. So even though they were in the middle of a busy dinner service, it felt like they were the only people there. We put flowers and candles on their table. They felt so special. We curated, we made, like, designed the menus for them. And then we had a pedicab driver pick them up at the restaurant and bring them to the show and then back to the hotel later. So it was like, they just came to us for a simple dinner and a show request, and that's the experience that we created. So it's really nice when we're able to do that, and the clients just trust us to be able to create these experiences that they didn't even know they were missing.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. That's awesome. I'm going to take out the inner coach in me and what I do with my clients. I'm going to ask you a question. What does your typical client have that they don't want?
What do you mean?
When we get into solving business problems, there's usually something that they have that they don't want, and that's what you solve. So they've got an agenda and they don't want to complicate it. How do you know, if I'm going to make one tagline? This is I always look like, I'm going to make one tagline. My clients, they have a busy life and they don't want to go miss their kids' events. You know, they wanted that. So when they're coming there, what do they have that they don't want when they're coming there and they go find you because Batello's the thing to find?
I mean, we don't really, I mean, we have such like a different array of services, and also, you know, we really get to know the clients on such like a personal level because, you know, it's such like an intimidating city, or even people who live here, sometimes they don't know what they want and sometimes they do. But we can be really flexible. So we can kind of curate, I mean, we can like do just basic requests, or we can curate something great for them. And it's really just whatever the client wants. Like we're very flexible and accommodating in any way.
Awesome. So if people are coming to New York and they want to get a hold of you, how do they find you?
They can reach out through our website, botello.vip, and the abcvip.com. And then they can also reach us on social media. We're at abcvipnyc on Instagram. And yeah, we would love to be able to help anybody. And then they can always just contact us at contact@abcvip.nyc.
Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. I know I've only ever been to New York twice, so it was both for work. I didn't get to go enjoy it. So I think next time I go there and I get to enjoy it, I'm gonna have to go check you out, aren't I?
Please, I would love that. We'll make sure we have the red carpet rolled out for you.
I don't know. People I'm a shorts and flip-flop guy. This sport coat's not it. This is not me. So you're gonna give me the shorts and flip-flop experience in New York?
Exactly. I wouldn't wear flip-flops in the city because your feet.
No, I know.
Disgusting.
Yeah, it's kind of gross. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we've got like casual. We've got experiences on our website that are $30, and then we've got some that are like $1,200. So
That's
it's like
awesome. That's awesome. It just sounds amazing what you do. I love it. Tell everybody the quote on the painting behind you. I loved it. We talked a little bit before we got on camera.
Yeah, it says, "There's no greater freedom than the freedom to be yourself."
Yeah, that's awesome. It seems like you really created something to really take Jackie and really emphasize her. So I love what you created. I think you really went ahead and just created something about you. I didn't mean to stump you. I'll have you work on that question for next time, and we'll get you there. So Jackie, thanks so much for being on the show today. I look forward to having you back here in the near future, okay?
Thank you so much. I hope you have a great day, and thanks again.
All right, I'm Michael Rager, your business guide here on Biz Talk TV, the NowMedia Television networks. We'll be back with more right after this.
Hey, Lily says AT&T's giving everyone their best deals.
Minus the air quotes.
Best deals.
No need to wink. Others say they give everyone a deal, but not everyone gets the best deal.
Told you, the best deals are for everyone here, with a choice of plans.
You were right.
Is she always right?
Always.
At AT&T, we give everyone our best deals on every smartphone.
Taking a trip in the next 12 months? Airlines are under tremendous pressure and they're practically giving away their unsold seats. Like every crisis, this one will end too. But right now is the best time to take advantage of giveaway ticket prices on their unsold seats. We're not allowed to publish these low fares online. The only way to get these rock bottom giveaway prices is to call. So phone low-cost airlines now for airline ticket prices you may never see again.
Hey, are you a small business owner that's struggling to double or triple your revenue and profits? My name is Michael Rager. I'm your business guide with Teach Your Business to Fish. Our success operating system will help you double or triple your profits every 2 to 3 years while actually maintaining some semblance of a home life. Call us at 713-201-5559 and we'll help you become a real success. Hey, welcome back to Biz Talk TV. I'm your business host and guide, Michael Rager, here on NowMedia Television. We got a new guest today for us on this show, but he's been in the NowMedia network before. Maurice Hamilton. Maurice, how are you today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Well, Maurice, give us a little bit of background about your company and what you guys do.
Sure, absolutely. So a couple of things we do for our clients, we actually help them with cybersecurity related issues. So we help them with exposing vulnerability, help them with penetration testing, helping them with the training and actually making sure they're spot on with their cybersecurity initiatives. And the other thing we do, we actually deploy many technicians across the United States, and we actually go out with our clients, install networking cabling, install security cameras. We install networks, stand-up servers, racks, and a lot of the IT infrastructure. That's the kind of work that we help them with as well.
Oh man, that's awesome. That's a lot of stuff. Well, let's go into one of the things you said there was vulnerability. Right now, we live on the Gulf Coast. We're here in Houston. The things we got to be looking out for right now are hurricanes. What are some of the risks that hurricanes bring to small and medium-sized businesses?
That's a great question. So hurricanes can actually destroy your business. When you think about it, when the hurricane hit, for those of us who actually been in a hurricane, and we know that your electric could go out and you may lose your systems. So when you actually come into those kind of situations for it, you want to make sure you're protected. You want your employees to come back online as soon as possible. So we actually recommend for our clients to actually go out there, take their network, take the infrastructure, do a hybrid approach, take your applications and put them into the cloud. So that way everybody can have access to the systems, all your files, all your data is protected, is there, and you control who can access what they receive, and you can control the information going out and forth from your wherever you have your data loaded to.
Well, let's talk a little bit because there's a lot of tools and technologies that businesses need. Are they expensive? Are they hard to integrate? How does a company like yours help businesses figure out, number one, what are the right tools to use? And number two is how quickly and in what order should we integrate and put them into the business?
Sure. So the first thing we do is to actually work with our clients and say, first, we want to explain to them how important is your data. So your data is key. You have your employee information, you have your client information, you may have competitive information, research, and you may even have to adhere to some of the government regulations, rules and regulations. So once we actually define how important that data is, because your data is king, and then we actually go back and say, let's prepare a budget. We look at the information, say, how many users do you have? And then we actually say, okay, if you actually use an application such as Citrix, Amazon Workspaces, Microsoft Virtual Desktop, some of those applications, they charge you per month per user. So we could take that number and say, okay, here's what it's going to cost to actually take your information, do a hybrid approach, and have you actually your data uploaded to the cloud, versus here's what it's going to cost you for weeks and weeks and weeks and trying to get your information back online. If you come back online, they were saying, I read a study that 90% of the businesses that go off online, or they're gone for like a week, they don't come back after a year. It's hard for them to get back online. So we actually go back and look at the cost factor and say, it's going to benefit you to actually have your information data uploaded to the cloud. It may cost X amount of dollars per month, but it gives you peace of mind and know that anybody can access that information at any time.
Well, you got to look at this. This is kind of like any type of insurance. Nobody wants to buy it. Nobody wants to pay for it until they need it, right?
You can look at it that way, but I look at it this way, saying that if I have somebody that's remote and they actually, let's say if they're on vacation, they're in the mountains in some place, and they say, hey, look, we really need access to this file. They can't say, I don't have my laptop anymore. As long as you have access to the internet, which most likely they will, you can actually go back and retrieve the files, look at the data. You can do Zoom calls no matter where you are. And a pandemic is a great example of people having access to the information 24 hours a day. So we look at it not only as being possibly a really good insurance policy, but I look at it as being how important is your data to stay online. You don't want to lose your data.
So how important is employee training, and how does your company help train companies like mine to get their employees up and running and understanding what they need to do, how they need to do it, and when do they need to do it?
Great question, Michael. And that's very important, because when we actually do trainings with our clients, we don't do just one training one day and say, okay, good luck, let us know how it works out. You have to do that training, you have to test it, and you have to come back consistently and make sure that there's being applied. For example, we'll actually go out to our client, we'll actually teach them on like email security, like for example, email phishing. And we'll teach them, here are some of the things you look for with emails. One, if you see a link, don't download any links. If you don't know that user, don't download it. Look at the email address and look and see if you actually see HTTPS, which means that link is actually secure. And so if you don't know it, you're not familiar with it, and it looks kind of funny, or if there's misspellings, some of the big common areas which you would think that would be something that's really big for everybody, but it's not. Look for spelling. Look for Microsoft spelled incorrectly. And so we teach people how to do that. And then once we do that, well, and I've done it before, where this next day we went out there, I did a test, and we had about 30 people at this one particular company, and 3 people failed the test, and we just had the training less than 24 hours previous to that. And so we go back, we don't beat them up, we don't say anything bad about it, say, look, obviously there's something you missed, let's go back. And we'll continuously test people to make sure that they're applying all the principles that we're teaching them, how to avoid phishing emails, how to avoid cyber attacks. And then we give them a bunch of different examples, like the MERS. We give them examples about target, how people actually get into your systems. We kind of like paint the picture how they do it. Cyber thieves do it.
Well, we were talking a little bit before we came on air. We come to this and we go to that training, that ongoing training about this. The crooks are becoming better and better and better. And I mentioned earlier that, I got an email yesterday from a guy that I know very well. I know his email. I know everything about it. It looked so much like his. And the reason that I knew it really wasn't from him is because he was asking for an invoice. But how, again, these guys are getting so good. What are some keys besides the spelling and stuff we got to look at? Because if I wasn't paying attention, I would have clicked.
Great question. So one of the things we tell everybody is that, and we don't just think of these items. We follow frameworks by the government. We follow frameworks by NIST, which is like the National Institute of Standards and Security and Technology. And we actually go back and recommend to our clients to use firewalls, use IDS or intrusion protection systems, where you have like a firewall built into your applications that can kind of catch those particular frauds or fraudulent type activities. So we as humans may not be able to catch it, but a lot of the IDS, IPS, some of the firewalls we have in place, they may catch it, because they'll look at that, they'll verify the email address where it came from, and they can actually go back and say, hey, this is considered a fraudulent email address. Your systems can track that. Oh, I add one more thing to it. And now we're actually starting to use artificial intelligence where we can look at the behavior of different criminals. And we actually have people say, hey, look, the networking team or security team can actually go back out there and look at some of the different sites that actually the government posts about how people are actually being invaded into these systems for it. But you use AI to look for behaviors, to look for trends, to actually be able to catch that the human eye may not be able to catch. So, and basically I said that a long way to say, use different devices like intrusion detection, use firewall protection, use proxy servers. Those kind of devices have different mechanisms built inside of them so they can catch what you can't catch.
Yeah, no, it's one of the things that really, again, tipped me off is my virus protection and my malware stuff came up and said, hey, this looks like a phishing site, stay away and kind of go from there. So, we got about 3 minutes left. What's one more tip that we got to give somebody going into hurricane season? How far out should they be planning? What should they be looking at? Because, the Gulf's active, everything's active out right now. What do they got to be looking at for speed?
I would say one thing right now, really quick thing, tell people, back up your data. We have a 3-2-1 method that we tell our clients. When we back up your data, you want to actually be able to back up your data three different methods. So you have, we call it a son, father, grandfather, or daughter, mother, grandmother. So you back your data up daily, and then you back your data up weekly, and then you back your data up monthly. And we recommend people use like these external devices like this, so you can back up your data on a daily basis and actually put that into your suitcase. So that way, in case something happens to your office, you still have your data backed up. So we recommend our clients actually back up their data. We also have them use off-site resources to actually back their data up as well. And the other thing would be just use 2 different type of media. So when you're backing up, back up to the cloud, back up on a device like these Seagate external portable drives that you can pick up from Amazon for less than $200 for 5 terabytes of data.
I'm telling you, Maurice, you need to put a buzzer, something to sting us in the butt. I got one of those that sits right next on my office, and I swear to God, I look at it 4 times a day, and I swear to God, I back my stuff up about once every 3 or 4 weeks. Yeah. So you need to invent. Here's what I'm telling you, man. This is it. We're gonna make millions here. We're gonna invent this buzzer that just buzzes you, and it doesn't stop till you back up your data. How's that?
That sounds great.
So if people are gonna go ahead and get a hold of you, how do they get a hold of you, Maurice?
They can email me at info@infinovate.com or email me directly at nhamilton@infinovate.com, and I'll see it myself personally, and then I'll get back to people.
Well, that's awesome, Maurice. I know you gave some great stuff today, and I'm telling you, small business owners, your data is everything. You've got to keep it. If you get compromised, it's going to put you in such a bad place. You've got to go out there. I saw it this week. I was out in Venice, Louisiana, and the power went out, and they couldn't charge credit cards. And you're at the end of the world there. And it's just interesting. You just got to do it. And here we are. We live in Houston. We've got the resources. We got the technology. We got the experts like Maurice. We got to make sure that happens. So hopefully you come back on again with us, Maurice.
Thank you. I will.
All right, man. You have a great day. This is Michael Rager, your business guide, here on Biz Talk TV on NowMedia Television. We'll be back with more right after this.
Hey, Lily says AT&T is giving everyone their best deals.
Minus the air quotes.
Best deals.
No need to wink. Others say they give everyone a deal, but not everyone gets the best deal.
Told you, the best deals are for everyone here, with a choice of plans.
You were right.
Is she always right?
Always.
At AT&T, we give everyone our best deals on every smartphone.
Taking a trip in the next 12 months? Airlines are under tremendous pressure, and they're practically giving away their unsold seats. Like every crisis, this one will end too. But right now is the best time to take advantage of giveaway ticket prices on their unsold seats. We're not allowed to publish these low fares online. The only way to get these rock bottom giveaway prices is to call. So phone low-cost airlines now for airline ticket prices you may never see again.
Hey, are you a small business owner that's struggling to double or triple your revenue and profits? My name is Michael Rager. I'm your business guide with Teach Your Business to Fish. Our success operating system will help you double or triple your profits every 2 to 3 years while actually maintaining some semblance of a home life. Call us at 713-201-5559 and we'll help you become a real success. Hey, welcome back to Biz Talk TV. I'm your business host and guide, Michael Rager, and we've got an in-studio guest, Judy Huang Yim. How you doing today, Julie?
Great to be back.
Well, good. I'm good that we let you back in. You know, it was so much fun last time. We figured, what the heck, let's do it again.
Yes.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about growing business. We talked about it off camera. We're going to talk a little bit about consistency and persistency. Now, you're a CEO. How important is it for you to be consistent in how you show up, how you treat people, how you do what you do? How important is that?
It's the most important thing. And because if you are the leader, you lead by examples, right? So when you're doing your work and you're not consistent, let's say you have your weekly meetings and you don't show up one week, that just tells a lot. So not only we have to be consistent internally with our team members, showing up by example, but even with our clients, you have to show consistency. We started really small in manufacturing world, but as we grew, we also stayed consistent with our customer service, our quality, because you don't treat clients differently in our core values. We treat small customer, medium customers, and large customers the same thing. So consistency is definitely the key.
Yeah, no, it's very important. You got to be there, and your people really don't care about what you say; they care about what you do. They're out there watching you, right? They want to see how consistent is Julie. Does she show up? And that's an important thing. Does she talk to us respectfully? Does she ask us how our day's going? Just simple things. How have you ever? I was listening to John Maxwell today on the way in. He was talking about some leadership landmines. And he says we all hit them. What's one of the things that's kind of like blown you up a little bit as a leader as you come in about your consistency?
So one thing I love about building a business is really having fun. As a leader, if you are out there and you really you're trying to recruit people, and to me, recruiting, it has a lot to do with marketing too. It's your personality, your character, as we kind of talked about off screen. Your character says a lot. So as who I am and showing up exactly who I am, doing exactly what I say, what I'm going to do, and that part is really how, in terms of your turnover rates and things like that, it is so much better for your business.
Yeah, one of the things that's really funny with me is people when they see me here on this show and they see me in a sport coat. I swear to God, you talk about the consistency. I'm in shorts and flip-flops all the time. I mean, when you own a business called Teach Your Business to Fish, they're not expecting you to show up in a suit and tie. It kind of is what it is. Or whiteboards of whiskey.
That's true. Like I'm not really dressed like this all the time. I have clothes to change because we have a warehouse, right?
Right.
I'm not gonna wear my heels and all these like nice things. My hair is up. You do what you have to do, like we're talking about being persistent.
Well, let's talk about persistency now. Now, persistency is important. It's staying focused. And one of the things I'm going to bring to it, when we were fishing this weekend, we were out there, and we had a really rough day one, and we went back day two, the same place, we just crushed it. We were just persistent and consistent in what we did. You talked a little bit about how you started and how it took you time. How has your persistency helped you get from where you started, the music career, coming over and all this stuff to becoming a CEO of a company now?
That is a great 3-day story. I'm just kidding. But, long story short, since we have a small segment, real quick, I used to do door-to-door for 2 years straight on commission. And if you don't have persistency, you're talking about wearing those heels in the heat, and we went to Virginia in the snow. So in my mind is always like, you're going to get the next yes. The more no's I'm getting, I'm going to go to the next yes. And it has proven over and over and over. With our manufacturing company, it's the same thing. We all need leads, right? And we all need to be persistent, following up. Like people always talk about, the money is in the follow-up, and we absolutely do that. So that persistency is also very critical amongst internal employees.
Yeah, it really is. And seeing how we go and what we do. And our employees see us, and when you're a leader like the CEO, you know, your job is really to cast vision, see how things are going, to make sure people understand where we're going and why we're going there. And you can't be changing on a dime, can you?
Well, the changes, I think, it needs to be thought out. It needs to have a strategy because we are all different. So you can't manage everyone the same way, right? So you show persistency, but some people just need that motivation. Some people need a one-on-one talk, and some people just need a group team building event. So then they can kind of get back into it. And I know as a CEO, I kind of have this, and it's not just a CEO, but as Julie, which I just have this personality of being persistent. But that doesn't mean other people have the same thinking as I do. So it is my job to actually motivate and make sure that they get on track.
Yeah, it's following, you know, as being a leader. Leadership, again, I'll go back and quote a little bit of John Maxwell, is leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. And if you're not the most influential person at your company, you're going to have issues. And I want to talk a little bit about change there. We talked about it and how do we keep people on change. You know, we just came out of a pandemic. We had a whole bunch of things going. We got back, and I'm sure you made some changes in the company as you went. You know, one of the things I teach is, you know, setting your drag, is setting the direction. Then you got to expect resistance, because people are not going to understand why you as the CEO say you're going to make this. Then you make adjustments after you go ahead and you take your wise counsel, and then you just go and do it. So how did you handle change coming out of the pandemic into where you are now?
Right. So like the changes, it was very uncomfortable. But here's the thing though, when you are really uncomfortable, it kind of tells you you're in the right spot. Because like my whole team, they were really uncomfortable about, okay, we're going to work remotely, and we're in manufacturing. So I had to like change shifts. Till today, we are still working remotely, by the way, just because we have adopted that change. And now maybe having to change back, I don't think my team would be more scared than how they were before, because we had gone through changes together throughout those times. So if anything, they know I have their best intentions in mind, that we're all going to grow together.
Well, let me ask a little bit of that. You know, having a manufacturing company and going to work at home, you know, in a pandemic, how difficult was that, and how long did it take you and your team to put together a strategy to realize that you could actually, you know, be effective and execute in that situation?
It took a little bit of time. It took a few quarters. I'm not gonna, you know, sit here and say it was so easy, we're so great. No, it took some time, really. And we obviously had people that just didn't think this was ideal and left the company. We had people come back to the company and those things. But, you know, like, it's really showing that you care, I think, is probably going to be the biggest thing through these changes. You care about not just the way I look at my team members. I actually don't really call them employees, is that it's not just about you, it's about you and your family.
Well, it goes back to that people don't care about how much you know, they care. They want to know how much you care. And that's what it's about, because one of the most important words that we hear all the time in business is culture. And I've always been told that culture eats talent for lunch. So we've got to have the right culture. And so maintaining that culture through a pandemic and something like that, people leaving, people coming, people going, how difficult was it to maintain your culture at that time?
You know, the culture really starts from your core values. And I really encourage all small business owners or any businesses, you have a core value. Our core value is the SOL system. So it's system, attitude, and work ethic. So the other two, I always tell my team, it comes from you, right? So the culture there, it's kind of funny because during the pandemic, it was so hard. Everyone was just so stressed. So I started printing these like motivational, not like really cheesy ones, but like, don't forget to breathe, smile. Like, they're all over our office right now. So that's something that, you know, in terms of changes, I hope that could help people. I don't know if it did, but, you know, I can ask my team members.
Well, I think it goes back to, you know, my favorite TV show as a business coach. If you haven't watched Ted Lasso, it's all about it. I mean, the big sign, believe. You know, that's what it's about, and it's motivating that little way, and that's where you need to go. And as a CEO, that's what you need to do. So let's give one last tip for CEOs on how to be consistent and how to be persistent.
Yeah, so one tip I would say is make sure that you do not miss your routine no matter what. And don't give up. That's it.
That's it. I'm going to throw one in there, smile.
Yes,
it really is I know some business owners that if they're having a bad day, they bring that bad day in the office. And we can't bring, as leaders, we cannot bring our bad day to the office. If we have a fight with our spouse before we get there, our kids are being a pain in the butt before they get on the school bus, we get stuck in traffic, somebody says something stupid. The minute we get in that parking lot, that smile's got to go on. And the only way the frowny, grumpy face comes back in is when you're locked in your office and nobody can see you. I mean, how important is that? I mean, do you see that?
It's so important because it's the atmosphere that you're creating, right? And then it's contagious. Like we always talk about negativity is contagious, but also positivity is very contagious. And they're always like, how do you get so happy? I'm like, just think about happy things and be grateful about the things that we do have. And so like the atmosphere, especially music, actually. That's one thing I do put on at an office. We have like upbeat music and things like that.
Well, that's nice. Well, I'm telling you, that's one of the things that's about there. People forget that positivity is just as easy to obtain as negativity.
Right.
And it's all up here, and that's what we got to do. Julie, I love it when you come in. Hopefully you come out and join us this Friday, Cigars and Old Fashions.
Yeah.
I'd love to have you come out. If you're interested, find us around Whiteboards and Whiskey next Wednesday. We'd love to have you come out there too. People, you can not just meet me, you can meet the famous Julie. You just got to follow her on social media. Her and her husband do some really, really cool stuff. It is fun.
It's pretty fun.
I wish I had the talent to lip sync like you do, but we can get in there. But
that TikTok fun, yep.
There we go. So, all right, this is Michael Rager, your business guide here on NowMedia Television. We're going to be back with more Biz Talk TV right after this.
Hey, Lily says AT&T is giving everyone their best deals.
Minus the air quotes.
Best deals.
No need to wink. Others say they give everyone a deal, but not everyone gets the best deal.
Told you, the best deals are for everyone here, with a choice of plans.
You were right.
Is she always right?
Always.
At AT&T, we give everyone our best deals on every smartphone.
The best bilingual news, business talk, and technology content 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You are watching NowMedia Television, the first bilingual media network in the United States.
Todos quieren boletos de avión baratos, pero ¿dónde los encuentras? Llamando a Vuelos y Más. Sus precios vienen directamente de las aerolíneas y son tan bajos que no los vas a encontrar publicados en ningún otro sitio. Nos especializamos en garantizarles los boletos de avión más baratos, con descuentos en habitaciones de hotel, alquiler de carros y grandes ofertas en paquetes para cualquier lugar del mundo. No importa su destino, podemos ayudarle.
Gracias, Vuelos y Más.
¿Qué espera? ¡Llame ya!
Hey, what a great show today. I'm telling you, we talked about it. It was persistency and consistency all around. We heard it. We heard it from entrepreneurs. We heard it from people that started new businesses. It's been all about that. And those are two things you got to take into your business. You got to be persistent. You got to be consistent. That way you're going to grow a great team. If you're looking for some more training during the week, come visit us next Wednesday. We're going to be doing Whiteboards and Whiskey. I'm telling you, it's a great event. We're going to get together. We're going to drink a little whiskey. We're going to get business owners sitting down and actually talking about how to solve the #1 challenge that's going on in their business today. We've been doing this for 22 months straight. We know we go ahead and we bring some great results. You're going to meet great people. You're going to have some great food. And we're going to have, of course, some great whiskey. That's what it's all about. So make sure you come join us there. Make sure you come back next week so you get some more from Biz Talk and all of our contributors. Everybody's been great. I want to put real props out to my friend Rachel. She's been bringing us some guests that just really, really rock it. So I'm Michael Rager, your business guide. We'll see you next time here on Biz Talk TV on NowMedia Television.
This has been a NowMedia Networks feature presentation. All rights reserved.
En vivo desde Houston, la ciudad espacial. Esto es NowMedia Televisión.
El Triunfo podrás disfrutar de nuestra promoción mexicánica con descuentos del 15 al 75%